We've only had 21 days of 2023 and the overall stock market is already up around 1.5%. Tech stocks appear to have rallied somewhat and there does seem to be a little bit more positivity in the overall market. That said, there are of course YouTube videos all over the place saying that 2022 is going to be another poor year. And let's be honest, nobody really knows what's going to happen. That was proven last year and throughout the COVID period as well. You can't predict the market, but what you can do is be consistent, pay yourself first, and invest every single month. This is the main way that I've managed to quickly grow my investment portfolio in under 4 years. As with this time last year, I've started another new job within the college that I work for. So I'm hoping that this can increase the amount that I can invest throughout 2023 so that I can really start to snowball this portfolio. But today we're going to hop into my Vanguard ISA and see exactly what the year so far means in terms of my investment portfolio. And looking at it compared to last time, I am very happy. In my last video about 4 weeks ago now, my Vanguard portfolio is valued at £12,880. And that had fallen from over £13,000 back in November because December was an incredibly poor month for the market. Hopping into my portfolio right now though, how things have changed. My overall ISA is currently valued at £14,129, which is an increase of over £1,200 during the last 4 weeks. Now, granted, as you'll see in a minute, I have managed to invest more than I would normally have done throughout that period of time. However, the turnaround in the market has also impacted this a lot. My personal rate of return is currently sat at 27.38%, and my largest holding is still within the S&P 500 with a total invested cash of £6,809 and a total weighting of 48.2%. So getting ever closer to that 50% target. My ISA allowance is still sat at £17,165, so I'm going to be nowhere near to completely filling this ISA. But it does mean if I can target an investment of around £400 throughout the rest of January, February, March, and then the beginning of April, I may well have invested over £4,000 throughout this ISA year. In my last update, we did obviously discuss Vanguard dividends and the fact that they were getting sat on for a long time. But they've now obviously come in, so we'll hop in and have a look at that as well today. But if we bring ourselves through to the investments tab and the performance, you can see that my total return to me currently is £1,549, with a total invested into this portfolio of £12,580. The graph down here of course shows the value of my investment over time, and you can see obviously last year it tracked sideways for a little bit, but since kind of November, the dip that we had here in the middle of December, it's grown fairly nicely, grown over £1,000 since over a month ago, and that's obviously because of my investment, but also because the market's turned around. But if we change the view here to see exactly what's happened so far this year, we'll click through to the 1st of January here and view that, and you can see that my overall rate of return so far this calendar year, so year to date, is 2.62%. Really quite nice. I've returned £354 so far this year and invested £560, so not bad at all. We'll click through to the calculations tab, which of course shows the breakdown of each of my individual elements. And you can see, of course, here my current investment gain or loss is £766.84, with the same crystallised gain of £341.41. My gross interest is up to £1.18 now, and my total dividends received since inception are now £473.52. And that's, of course, since receiving my December dividends, well, January dividends really, because they came halfway through January, but that's besides the point. Charges overall on the account since inception are again £33.63, which of course gives the total down here of £1,549 in net return. We'll hop into the month as well to break down my month by month return, and we can see just how poor December actually ended up being. So we'll pull ourselves down here. You can see that in December I actually in the end managed to invest £580, which was more than usual definitely, and I actually lost £384 because the market did pull back fairly substantially. This month so far in January I've invested £560. I've invested more so far this month because I received a fairly large affiliate payment for December. So that's one of the reasons why I've managed to invest so much so far, and I'll obviously invest another £400 towards the end of the month. So this could actually be a £1,000 investment month, but we'll catch up on that in next month's update. So far we've seen a market gain or loss of £297.80. and that of course fluctuated over the last few days as the market has. And my income returns is £56.40, and of course most of that is for the dividends which I should have received in December that I've now received in January. So cumulative return is obviously sat down here with my ending balance just over here. We'll come across as well to the investments tab, which of course breaks down each of the individual investments that I've got. My emerging market fund, currently a closing value of £1,958 with a dividend of £84 throughout that time, with a total gross return, obviously including the dividend, of 9.2% or £86. The developed Asia Pacific ex Japan, a total value at the moment of just over £700 with an income of just under £50 in dividends, with a total return, income and capital gains of 32% or £130. We've got the Vanguard Developed Europe ex UK, currently got a value of £1,682 with a net dividend of £41-ish. Total return of 12.5% or £106. The only fund that's currently netting me a negative rate of return is Vanguard's Japan ETF, which has currently got a value of just over £1,000 with a dividend of £28 so far since inception. I've lost 5% in capital gains or capital losses in this sense, but when the dividend's included as well, I've got a slight loss of 0.77%. or just under £5. So it's not that bad really. Japan has been well known as tracking fairly sideways, a bit of stagnation, but hopefully in the future that will turn around a little bit. Japan used to have so much promise. Obviously it's not delivered over the last 5 to 10 years really. The FTSE 100, which was of course the one which was returning the most to me last time, is still sat there, a current value of £1,934 with the largest overall dividend of £145.30. Total return, net return or gross return, sorry, of 45.23% or just over £400. And then we've got the S&P 500, the largest holding in my portfolio, almost 50% of my overall value, with a dividend of £125.29, the total value that we've obviously mentioned already, with a return of 25.5%, or £527.90. The holdings tab is of course something I also like to show, just so you can compare how many units you hold to how many units I hold, if that's something that you want to be doing. So emerging markets, I currently hold 42 units of the fund at 13.8%, we're targeting 15%. FTSE 100 at 57 units of the fund, 13.6%, targeting around 10%, so still a little high. The Vanguard Developed Asia Pacific ex Japan, just at 5%, which is bang on where I'm looking for, with 33 units of the fund. The FTSE Developed Europe ex UK, looking for 12%, pretty much there at 11.9% and holding 55 units of that fund. The FTSE Japan, targeting 8% at just over 7%, so again, pretty much there, holding 41 units of the fund. And then the S&P 500 got 113 units of this fund at 48%. The last thing we'll do then is have a look at exactly what dividends I received when they were actually paid in January. And I've had a lot of questions asking, where do you find when these payments have come in? So the first place, the obvious place you can look, is in your available cash on your dashboard screen. You'll see that that's increased when the dividends paid out. But if you want to find out exactly how much you've received for each of the investments that you hold, you can do that simply by coming across to the left-hand side and clicking on transactions. What that will do is pull you through to this screen here where you can see all of the different transactions which you've made on this account. So if you click onto the cash statement over here, that will bring you through to a page that shows you all of the ingoings and all of the outgoings from your portfolio. So what we'll do is we'll change the records to 10 per page to start with. And you can see here in the What's Gone In tab, all of the dividends that have been paid and the investments that I've made or the money that I've deposited into the account. So the VUSA, the S&P 500, I received 21 pence per unit of the fund, and I received £21.90. The Vanguard Europe ex UK, I received 8p or almost 9p per unit, so £4.85. The Vanguard Asia Pacific ex Japan, I received £3.84. The Vanguard FTSE 100, I received £10.12. Vanguard FTSE Japan, I received just under £8 at £7.69. And then the emerging markets, I received £7.81. So I'm hoping now that all of your dividends have come in as well. If they haven't, I would recommend contacting Vanguard, but I'm sure by this point you've probably got your dividends. So if you haven't checked your account recently, go back in and make sure you've reinvested those dividends so that they can start compounding for you. and making you that little bit more wealthy. So a quick summary then, my portfolio is currently valued at £14,129.32 with a total return of 27.38%. And this has grown quite nicely because I've managed to invest more money because of a large affiliate payment this month, and of course with the stock market performing well so far this year. So this means that I am well on track to meeting my 2023 goals in terms of my ISA value by the end of the year. And if you want to see exactly what I'm targeting this year, you can check out my goals for 2023 video just up here. And if that doesn't take your fancy, why not have a look at my Vanguard portfolio over time since my first update in May of 2020. And you can check out that playlist just over here. I'll see you in one of them next.